7A.
What number is this, Chip?
7A.
Okay, no, I mean, don't get excited, man. It's because I'm short, I know.
Welcome, everybody, to Live from Lowell. I'm your host, Bob McCarthy, and it is a pleasure, it is an honor, it is a privilege to have one of the biggest musical and entertainment icons in the history of our existence. Ladies and gentlemen, for the past 5 decades, this man's name has been synonymous with great entertainment. No introduction is needed for the one and only Davy Jones. Now, doing the horse jockey and breeding the horses and so forth and racing them, to you, is that more relaxation compared to the live concerts, or is that like a similar rush?
My biggest thrill is when I finally get onto the stage at night and I'm able to perform. There, it's just me. I'm not training a horse. I'm not having to deal with my kids. I'm not having to deal with my companion. And I just go out there and I do me. That's it. I have my own choice of what I say, how I say it, what songs I sing, how I present myself. You know, I do a lot of monkey songs on the stage because I'm not the kind of performer like McCartney or the Stones or some of those groups from the 60s, which I respect. But they've been going in the studio and making songs. I wasn't supposed to be. I'm supposed to be an actor, playing the part of a musician. So, you know, I would imagine in the years to come, if I went that way and I tried to push myself a little harder, I'd let things come to me. I've not got an agent. I've not got a manager. I have assistants and people that help me out, but we discuss everything. That's why in show business they say we. I would imagine that somewhere along the line, the song will come along, and I'll have another song that's as popular as Daydream Believer, just much the same as, say, Sammy Davis did with Candyman. And that'll be another sort of resurgence of a career that's been going on for about 47, 48 years now. So I love to see all these new innovative ideas that have all been used before, such as American Idol. You know, what takes you a lifetime to create. These kids, like a couple of them, I think there's one on the CMA Awards last week or the week before, won Best New Artist of the Year, and she's been in the show business scene 10 minutes, you know. So, but it doesn't matter. I want to see them. I got to say, you know, our opening act when the Monkees first started was a guy called Jimi Hendrix. And we also had Ike and Tina Turner, The Fifth Dimension. We had people like Lulu. We had all kinds of different people. I'm sorry to say, some of you musicians out there have got great respect for certain people, such as Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, Janis Joplin, you know, Vellucci, you know, all these different people. But I would like to see what they were doing if they went through the long haul. You know, I'm not saying I haven't dabbled in the same areas a lot of them did, but it's a case of longevity. Good things stand the test of time. And whether the people hate the Monkees or not, or what they stood for at the time, we are still around. And I see our group as being something like the Marx Brothers or the Dead End Kids or the Bowery Boys or the Three Stooges. Now, not everybody wants to be that. And John Lennon once said, I don't want to be 40 years old and wearing a silver suit and singing in Vegas. Well, Vegas has changed. Now you've got Celine Dion there for 3 months, and you've got Elton John going in for 3 months, 3 times a year. And people are coming to you. The hardest thing about performing is traveling. So if you can get a residency somewhere, and you can actually, you know, like the football players, you know, they have car dealerships, or they go into different things where they're into business. Actors, you know, they either just lose popularity or they just fade away and unknown and anonymous. There's no such thing as resting. It's what you call out of work. And you can't, as an actor, retire, because if you've had success like the Monkees and you're wrecking, I am wherever I go, which is nice because it gives me a chance to talk to people and let them know a little bit about me. When I go onto a stage, I want to make it so hard for the next guy to come in. That's my purpose, of enjoying myself, having the audience enjoy what I do, and the next guy that comes after me, he better be bloody good. Because I have that moment. It's like when I sit on a racehorse in the morning and I'm going around the track. I still joke with the guys, and they give the one leg off, and they're laughing a little bit, and they think it's kind of funny that there's monkeys riding around. But I've had horses all my life. It's the eternal triangle. It's a man, a woman, and a horse. Show business is really interesting to me, but it's not my life. And the happiest time ever, I think, is when I'm either walking through that curtain to start my show. I start my show with I'm a Believer, one of the biggest songs the Monkees ever had, because I know I'm going to go higher than that. I know my show's going to go like that. It's not like climaxing at that big song, or Daydream Believer, or Last Train to Clarksville, or Pleasant Valley Sunday, or Valerie, or I Want to Be Free. We were lucky. We had a lot of hits. People say, aren't you kind of sad that, you have to keep singing these songs over and over? Well, if you went to see Oliver, you wouldn't want to hear him sing songs from Hello, Dolly. And I haven't really done anything other than perform live. That's my way of contributing. I'm looking for my own answers. I go to colleges, speak to kids. I raise money for the Education Coalition in a little town in Florida where I live, and I'm part of a community effort, which is my own, actually. I bought an old church in Pennsylvania, next to my house in Pennsylvania, and I'm turning it into a memorabilia museum and a children's theater. I'm very interested in theater. I've written a book. Well, I've adapted a book. A friend of mine's written the music for it. And hopefully in the next couple of years, I'll produce a musical which will hopefully go to Broadway. But I'm interested in being in front of the camera at this point. I'm not interested in being a director I've been asked to direct stuff because I'm very savvy with theater. And it's about timing. And if you get a chance to see me perform one day, I am still that little monkey, but there's a little bit more substance to it than that. I prefer to work on my own than I do with Mickey, Mike, and Peter, and now it's the 40th anniversary. I don't cherish the idea of doing that. There's been a lot of money offered and a lot of offers been put on the table, but something, I can't be responsible for other people's performances. I can't be responsible for other people's attitudes and the way they conduct themselves when they're not on the stage. And as soon as I step out that door, I become Davy Jones from the Monkees. It's for me to overcome that and make sure that the people see that I was everything that they hoped I'd be. And I can be more than that, too. So, hey, life is a challenge, but there's no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. So right now I'm thinking from the end, because everything I do affects somebody else. And I don't want anything that I say, because words stick more than anything. I usually say at the end of my show, if you enjoyed my show, please tell everybody you saw it, and please come back again. And if you didn't like it, just tell them you saw David Cassidy, okay? So, it's all tongue-in-cheek. Yeah. Because otherwise I can't compete. People say, do this, you're a big talker, you all say. I can't do what you do. I can't do the opening that you do, the innovative sort of, you've got your own personality. Nobody does what you do. Nobody does what I do. They don't know about the camera people and the sound people and all the different things that go on to make our careers possible. So you've got to be understanding of all that too. To make sure that people feel at ease. It's just Sylvester Stallone. Hey, Davey, how you doing? Good to see you, big fan. I said, well, why don't you give me a job in your next movie then, if you're such a big friggin' fan? And so he's walking along with this girl. He said, hey, Davey, you're looking good, man. You're showing off, fantastic, And he said, hey, the wife. And he points up to his wife, because he's only a little guy. Yeah. And I'm with my daughter. She's a bit bigger than me, too. And I said, hey, Sly, the daughter. Hey, that's funny. I said, well, where's the part, then? Give me one, But I was offered to do Dr. Dolittle this last year. That's the 8 shows a week, for a couple of years contract. But I don't want to at this point. I'm 60 years old, and I feel like I'm 20. I'm doing everything I always did. I'm going a little slower than I used to, and I look at myself on stage sometimes and think, I used to dance a little bit more fluid than that. But I hear everybody saying now, you've got to be a multi-talented person on a stage because of all the techniques and all the things that people have, Or now, when we started, our monitors were steam-powered, you know what I'm saying? It's a long time ago. Now we got little pieces in our ear so we can hear the band. It helps you keep your voice, so you're not hoarse at the end of the week and you've only done 3 shows and you've got 4 more to do. I just don't want to set myself into any particular pattern. I want everyone to see me in the near future. The good thing about a thing like American Idol is that you're bringing back variety television, which is a great thing. You don't have to like them. It's a cross between The Gong Show and Ed Sullivan, really. That's what we're looking at. So I'm very interested to see what happens with a lot of these talented people that I saw, great voices, Bo Bryce and all the different people, but to be an American Idol, you've got to be able to have a little bit more than just be able to sing a song. I'm not a great singer. I'm a good singer. I'm a lot better than I ever was. But I'm an interpreter of songs. I'm an entertainer. So I don't want to be called a singer, an actor, a jockey. I'm an entrepreneur of sorts, But right now I want to concentrate on my performing. And I just don't want to set myself into any particular pattern. I want everyone to see me in the near future. The good thing about a thing like American Idol is that you're bringing back variety television, which is a great thing. You don't have to like them. It's a cross between The Gong Show and Ed Sullivan, really. That's what we're looking at. So I'm very interested to see what happens with a lot of these talented people that I saw, great voices, Bo Bryce and all the different people, but to be an American Idol, you've got to be able to have a little bit more than just be able to sing a song. I'm not a great singer. I'm a good singer. I'm a lot better than I ever was. But I'm an interpreter of songs. I'm an entertainer. So I don't want to be called a singer, an actor, a jockey. I'm an entrepreneur of sorts, But right now I want to concentrate on my performing and just get that little niche. And maybe, I had a T-shirt made up when I did Disney World this last year on Mother's Day. It said, Davy knows your mother, so, and I gave a couple of hundred out. There's a TV commercial right now on eBay. They're playing Daydream Believer. So there's another connection. And then they call me and said, we're going to play it for the next 6 months. So, if I didn't want to go out and slug my, dancing shoes out on the stage for the next few months, there's enough income coming from that to be able to support my lifestyle. Because, as you get older and you start to perform and you're somewhat successful, you start to acquire things. I have a home in Santa Barbara, California. This is way before they all got fancy down there. I already had it, And I got a place in Florida, and I have a place in Pennsylvania, which is a big old house in the middle of nowhere. And I bought the church that was going to be derelict, pulled down. I've refurbished it. I got the 6 Amish guys working on it. I call them the Dalton Gang. They got their hats. They show up on time. It's unbelievable, And so that's what I do. How much is enough? I just like to entertain and share that little memory with people, And that's what I do.